Week 10 of the fantasy football season. Here's a few running backs I have as sleeper options this week. The first back, Devin Singletary of the New York Giants. Singletary's still out there in 83% of fantasy leagues, and pretty much it was a 50-50 split in the Week 9 game versus the 49ers after we saw in Week 8 Cam Scatterbo go down. So last season, Tyrone Tracy, he got majority of the touches in the backfield, and then this year Scatterbo took over quickly when Tracy went out. But now I think it's going to be a 50-50 split for the most part. Tracy more passing downs and some early down work, where Singletary, he'll be short yardage and goal line work and some early down work as well. So the last couple weeks for Singletary, Week 8 at Philly, 2 carries in that one, no yards, a catch, 28 yards. And then Week 9 versus San Francisco, he looked good on the ground with Singletary, where he averaged a little over 5 yards a carry, 8 carries, 43 yards, and 2 catches and 8 yards. So this week on paper, a pretty decent matchup with the Bears. They give up a lot of points, but also they create turnovers. They give up the 10th most fantasy points to running backs on the season. And like I said, Singletary, after last week, he looked good in that game, and they don't think Tracy's an every down back is this Giant team. He's definitely a sleeper option this week with a good matchup and out there in over 80% of fantasy leagues. Next running back, Terrell Jennings of the New England Patriots. So once again, to open the week, Ramondre Stevenson missed practice, and Terrell Jennings, it was a 60-40 split in Trevion Henderson's favor last week, but Jennings looked good in that ball game. So Week 9 versus Atlanta, 11 carries, 35 yards, a goal line touchdown, and a catch 9 yards. Mike Vrabel and this coaching staff, they don't 100% trust Trevion Henderson as being the full-time back over here, where they're going to have a platoon either way with Stevenson and Henderson, or obviously Henderson and Jennings. But like I said, with Stevenson missing all last week and to open the week to miss another practice, I don't think he's really trending in the right direction to play this week. So if Stevenson does practice here today on Thursday, then obviously he's most likely going to play. But as of now, Terrell Jennings, he had a good showing in last week's game, and I think he's a running back that could be a sleeper option for fantasy owners. And the final back, Chris Rodriguez of the Washington Commanders. So Rodriguez this season, he showed a couple flashes, but last week, pretty much a 50-50 split. It was him when Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And Krosky-Merritt, the last few weeks, he's been bottled up, and he hasn't done much for this Commander team. Week 7 for Rodriguez at Dallas, 3 carries, 12 yards, a touchdown in garbage time. Week 8 at the Chiefs, a carry, 2 yards. And then Week 9 versus Seattle, 12 carries, 65 yards, and a touchdown. I know some of it was garbage time in the second half where they were down multiple scores, was this Washington Commander team. But Rodriguez, he's looked like the better back, especially in last week's game versus Seattle Seahawks over Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And also as well, he could catch the football out of the backfield where Krosky-Merritt really can't. So with all those factors, and this Commander team looking for a spark in the offense with Jaden Daniels out of the lineup, I think Rodriguez Jr. in deeper leagues could be a sleeper option, available in 97% of fantasy leagues. That's a few running backs I have as sleepers for Week 10 of the fantasy football season.